Welcome back, everyone. Today we're going to be ranking a couple fictional slurs, alright, on a tier list. Pretty self-explanatory. I don't think much more needs to be explained about that. And like previously stated, these are fictional slurs. They are not real yet. So let's go ahead and jump right on in. Starting off with Skinjob. Now, this slur kind of came into being from Blade Runner and was used against the replicants, which are kind of just, they're like the fake humans, you know, they're like the humans created in a lab. They're pretty much like robots that look exactly like humans. And the slur against them is Skinjob. Now, it is a pretty, I can't lie, it is a pretty decent slur. Like, I feel like IRL, if replicants became a thing, I feel like we would be calling them Skinjobs or a slur that's coming up later. So, I don't know, Skinjob, it's a good slur. Like a decent slur on its own. But we'll put it in B tier. I feel like Skinjob is of a perfect B tier because, like, you can't really use it against a lot of things. You can only really use it against replicants. So that's really about it that you can use it against. So it's not like a crazy slur, but it is a good one. It fits, it does their job well. So we're going to put it into B tier and we're going to move on to Meatbags. Now, this one, there's like two kind of origins of Meatbag, the slur Meatbag. One is from Bender from Futurama, and the other one is from a robot that was found in the game Knights of the Old Republic. And he is known as HK47. Now, I can't lie, Meatbag, it's kind of like a slur against, I guess, humans or organics. I just feel like that's kind of lame. Like, imagine being like a robot and you're like, oh yeah, let's call humans meatbags. That's gonna hurt them. I don't know, just kind of dumb. I feel like if a robot were to call a human a slur, it would just call a human a normal slur. It wouldn't make up a whole new slur. Because if you go out on, if you're a robot and you go out on the street and call someone meatbag, we're probably not going to beat your ass. But if you call someone a different slur, starting with an N, you're getting jumped. So I feel like, why would you use meatbag as a slur? Like, it just doesn't make a lot of sense. Or maybe, I don't know, maybe in these fictions, meatbag is just better to use. But at the end of the day, like, I can't lie, it kind of sucks. We'll put it into D tier. Because at least, like, it makes sense, I guess. But again, if you're a robot and you want to use a slur against humans, just use a slur that humans made to use against other humans. Don't make your own. Moving on, though, is a slur named Muties. Now, Muties, there's also kind of two sources from this. The most popular one is against mutants from the Marvel series. You know, like Cyclops, Wolverine, Magneto. Essentially, it's just a slur against them because they're mutants. Is it creative? Not really. I mean, mutants, shorten it to Muties, there's your slur. But, I mean, it fits, and it is kind of catchy, I'll give it that, but it is very simple and very basic, but maybe that's all it needs to be. Maybe it just needs to be simple and basic. And then also, there's another place that I more commonly associate the word mutie from, or with, and that is Fallout. Alright, the Enclave loves calling people that aren't Enclavers muties, you know, especially Frank Horgan. He's like, your ride's over, mutie. Time to die. Which, that on its own, I can't lie. Pure aura. And honestly, I feel like in that case, it makes a bit more sense. Well, maybe not even a bit more sense. It's just more unique, I guess, to call the other humans mutants or muties or whatever. But at the end of the day, it's just not creative. It is kind of catchy. I'm going to put it into C tier. It would have gone into D tier, but Frank Horgan says it, so that brings it up to C tier. To a slur that's actually from Fallout, or mostly from Fallout, that being Smoothskin. Now, Smoothskin is a term used by ghouls against humans, because if you look at ghouls, their skin's not really smooth, and if you look at humans, their skin is pretty smooth. So it makes sense, I guess. Smooth skins. But, I mean, at the end of the day, it's just also not really creative. Like, if you're gonna call a human a slur, just use a slur that a human has made. You know, if you're going to, of course, in these universes or whatever. Smooth skin, it's just basic. It's not really like, isn't really even used as like a slur. It's just like, oh, look, it's a smooth skin, you know? Because like, humans are like, oh, look, it's a ghoul. And ghouls are like, oh, look, it's a smooth skin, you know? So it's not really even a slur in the Fallout universe, as far as I know. So we're going to put Smoothskin into E tier, and we're going to move on to Knife Ears. Now, first off, I hate elves, alright? Me and all my homies hate elves. I can't lie. There's a reason that Santa has them working in the factories up at the North Pole, okay? So elves in general just suck, okay? Elves just, they honestly just suck. Nobody likes elves except for John. Yeah, elves in general just suck. So that's why I like the name Knife Ear. Knife Ears, actually. Because, I mean, their ears look like knives, but I don't know. That's just kind of like complicated to say, you know? Like, you go up to them and be like, you stupid knife ear. Like, I don't know. It's not really a good slur. Like a good slur, you could say quickly. You know, it just has like aura to it. Whatever you want to say, whatever you want to. I don't know. That's a terrible explanation. But like, I don't know. You can't like go up to someone and say a knife ear. You know, you got to call them like pointy, pointy. There you go, pointy. That's a much better slur because their ears are pointy. I don't know. Like knife ear, knife ear. That's what you're calling them. I don't know. It's just kind of dumb. We're gonna put it into D tier because all my homies hate elves. I can't lie. So we're gonna put it into D tier. But at the same time, like, make up something better. Someone comment down below a better slur for elves because knife ears just ain't it. What is a good slur though is split lip, and these are used against the elites from Halo. Now, I personally fuck with the elites from Halo. However, others might not, which I guess you would be calling them split lips. I don't know. I could be like really dumb right now, but like looking at the design, their lips don't really look split. Their mouths look split, you know, like having like your jaws look split. Like imagine you with your lip split, you know? Like, yeah, okay, but like your whole jaw being split, like it's a lot more than your lip. It just doesn't make a lot of sense to call them split lips. Unless there's an in-universe lore, which if there is, my bad. But, I don't know. It is a kind of good slur, though. Because I get it, their face is kind of split. I feel like split-faced would be a bit better of a slur. Maybe that is a slur against them. I don't know. There is a lot of slurs against the Covenant in Halo, and for good reason. But split lip, we're gonna put it into B tier. Because it is a good slur, I guess. But it's also not like the perfect slur. So B tier is where it's gonna go. However, what is a perfect slur is Clanker. Now, Clanker came from Star Wars. It was used against battle droids and some other droids, which I'm pretty sure everyone knows the lore by now. However, the fact that this is like an IRL slur now, like people actually use this. They actually call robots like clankers. Like the media, news has like reported on like robophobia because of calling like people calling clankers robots and all that, dude, which is just insane. I remember the days when it was just like a Star Wars thing, you know, you just called the battle droids clankers, which they still are clankers. And you should go watch the Clanker race tier list if you want to see the different clankers ranked. Link in the top right corner as always. But back to this. I don't know. Clanker, like, is just a really good slur, dude. Like, you can't lie. Clanker, it's catchy. It's good. It's iconic, obviously. I don't know. I definitely feel 100% no, actually. Not feel, no. 100% no that in the future, if we actually have artificial intelligent AI robots walking around, people will be calling them clankers. 100%. I would bet like my entire life savings that I don't have on that statement. So honestly, we got to put Clanker up into S tier because obviously if the fictional slur is so good that you can use it IRL, it's just a really good slur. And that is the end of today's video. Now, if you enjoyed this video and you want to see more, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, share, all that jazz. We're trying to hit 10K before the end of the year, but in case you don't do that, and in case I don't see you again, good afternoon, good evening, and good night.